Top 10 Bizarre Catfishing Scams. The web is numerous things: valuable, superb, amazing, disappointing. However, most importantly, it's unoriginal. Anything there is to do on the web you can do from your own home's well-being and lack of clarity. While working in well-being and haziness can be valuable, it can likewise be hazardous. Assuming everybody's personalities are kept mystery, everybody's characters have kept a mystery. Your Tinder date may be Ted Cruz. That person who offers on your old rice cooker may be the son of Sam. That adorable young lady on Bumble may be your distant Auntie Janice. In light of that, 10 individuals were certainly not who they professed to be on the internet. 10 Monty Teo's fake girlfriend. 2012 was a tremendous year for Monty too. He was enlisted at Notre Dame, where he played linebacker for the Fighting Irish. He was nailing it, proceeding to win a huge number of cautious honors and become a finalist for the Heisman. Yet, on September 12 that year, misfortune struck. Teo's better half Lene Kakua died. Kakua had been in a fender bender and, during her treatment, was determined to have leukemia, which guaranteed her life. Teo was squashed, and he said so a ton. It got him a ton of press and a great deal of compassion. He continued saying how hard it had been, even after correspondence revealed that Teo had gotten a call from Kakua, who was alive. Teo gave at any rate 4 meetings after he discovered that Kakua was as yet alive, in which he referenced how much her passing had propelled him. But the second curve to this is that Kakua had never been alive. She was, truth be told, a man named Ranea Tuiasosopo, who claimed to be Kakua. He became hopelessly enamored with Teo and, scared of what his sentiments implied about himself, professed to be Kakua to bait Teo into an online relationship. They never met face to face since. In such a case that they had, Monty Teo would likely have seen that his dainty sweetheart was a genuinely enormous man. 9 Doctor's orders buckle up. In 2008, Angela Buchanan informed an anonymous companion, who we'll call Jane. She revealed to Jane that she, Angela, had the bosom disease and was being seen by a nearby specialist. That specialist at that point informed Jane and requested her. They said that Angela's malignant growth could be treated by expanding the levels of specific chemicals in her body, and the most ideal approach to do that was by having sex. The specialist at that point persuaded Jane to engage in sexual relations with Angela, that doing so was ethically correct and that Jane would be a friend in need. In one way or another, Jane concurred and started engaging in sexual relations with Angela. The specialist continued informing Jane and planning more sexual experiences. A couple of months after the fact, Angela persuaded Jane to wed her to assist with a supposed guardianship battle. Then, on account of her non-artless girl, Jane started investigating the circumstance more. It became known that the specialist who had informed Jane was, truth be told, Angela Buchanan. Angela had lied about having disease, lied about going through a care fight, and acted like a specialist on the web, all to fool Jane into a sexual relationship and marriage. Angela ultimately admitted to the misdirection, however not before one curved, nauseating year of untruths. 8 Even Navy SEALs catfish. It's straightforward, yet this one is about an individual from Navy SEAL Team 6. Better believe it, that Team 6. Simply a year ago, Special Operator First Class Aaron Howard was found catfishing. Howard was blamed for acting like 2 distinct individuals, including a nutritionist, to evoke lascivious pictures from 3 unique ladies. He was gotten and condemned to 30 days in the brig, in addition to a fine. This story is most prominent because A, the catfisher is an individual from maybe the most focused battling power on the planet, and B, for reasons unknown, this person believed that nutritionists get all the activity. 7 Thomas Gibson in steaming hot water. You may know entertainer Thomas Gibson from Criminal Minds, or before that, Dharma and Greg. Around 2011, Gibson was a hitched man. Yet, when reached online by a lady who appeared as though she could be a pornography star, Gibson appeared to fail to remember his promises. He carried on an online sentiment with the lady for a very long time despite his significant other's good faith. One piece of this advanced issue has been released on the web. It shows Gibson shirtless in a hot tub, telling his digi special lady that he slipped away from his family to message her. It's somewhat dismal to watch, and realizing the lady was phony makes it all the more troubled. The genuine lady, whose name is obscure, disclosed her entire story to TMZ. The photographs she sent Gibson she assembled from different pornography destinations, and even though Gibson never met her or even video talked, clearly, the photos were sufficient for him to endeavor an undertaking. The lady in the long run attempted to blackmail Gibson for cash in case she uncover the issue to his significant other, however, he won't ever yield. The undertaking was disclosed and the hot tub video was delivered. On a connected note, Gibson and his better half separated a year later. 6. Dad, the CIA needs you to slaughter my digital harassers. Janelle Potter was all around portrayed as an introvert. She experienced difficulty making companions face to face, so when she at long last got to know a lady named Tracy, Janelle connected herself hard. She started dating Trace's cousin Jamie and become a close acquaintance with Trace's different companions Bill and Billy. Janelle, nonetheless, furtively needed to date Bill, not Jamie. Billy detected these sentiments, and the gathering turned out to be so loaded up with pressure they chose not to hang out any longer. Around this time, Janelle started being harassed online by a mysterious individual. Incident? Likely not. Janelle associated Bill and Billy because with their aggression towards her. At that point, Bill and Billy were found severely killed in their home. Jamie, Janelle, and Janelle's folks, her father was an ex-Marine, were all suspects, and the police figured out how to figure out the entire tangled occurrence. It appears Janelle had been acting like a mysterious CIA specialist named Chris and informing Jamie and her folks, guaranteeing that they expected to secure her no matter what. Chris, in other words, Janelle, even persuaded her dad to shoot and slaughter Bill and Billy to secure her. She additionally got Jamie and her mom to help, and now, fortunately, each of the four is in jail where Janelle is, probably, genuinely insured. 5. Catfished by yourself. Another short one, yet worth referencing. In 2015, Jack Kennedy was swiping his way through Grindr. A basic, normal event. That is until he unearthed a profile whose photos were Jack Kennedy. Kennedy coordinated with the individual, and they initiated a discussion. The other profile sent Kennedy pictures to show himself off. But every image was Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was being flaunted to Jack Kennedy. He answered, "That's, in a real sense me. What the living F******K. The profile offered Kennedy confirmation of his personality. Kennedy acknowledged, prepared for anything. What he got was only an image of the male life systems. This time, not Kennedy's. 4. Top Dog sniffs out crime. Marissa Williams was 19 and carrying on. She lived with her auntie, however once in a while tuned into her. Williams would meet peculiar men on the web and welcome them to her auntie's home, all day every day. At the point when her auntie discovered that Williams was meeting these men on Facebook, Williams reacted by impeding her auntie's record and forging ahead. So the auntie got to work. She made a profile for a phony man named Trey Top Dog Ellis, which she used to keep an eye on Williams. Yet, the two got in contact, and Williams started sending abnormal messages to Top Dog, for example, when she offered to have intercourse with him if he covered her telephone bill. At that point, it deteriorated. She informed Top Dog and requested that he save her from her troubled home by executing her auntie. Williams, in any event, plotting the technique for Top Dog to sneak into her auntie's room and murder her, her life partner, and Williams's cousin. As Williams was informing her own auntie, she was gotten and shipped off jail. Much obliged, Top Dog. 3. Bass fishing. Sending into Vice, one client portrays their youth companionship with Lance Bass of N*****. You definitely know where this is going. In the last part of the 90s, the client frequented AOL visit rooms. One day they got eager to hear that Holy Messenger voiced Heart Pulsate Lance Bass himself would be in the talk, expressly responding to fan questions. The client informed Bass and got back a moment's answer. They informed to and fro. This kept going for a significant long time. Bass enlightened the client regarding life in N***** and how different folks were face to face. The client was in the long run compelled to log off for the night. The following day, Lance himself reignited the discussion. The following day, the equivalent. At that point, on the fourth day of this inexplicable new fellowship, Lance informed the client with a select companions just offer a high-level duplicate of the new N*Sync collection, weeks before any typical individuals could hear it. All Bass required was a visa and the client's place of residence. Sign pitiful trombone riff. To Catch a Predator? Goodness, yeah, duh. To Catch a Predator has engaged millions for quite a long time with its special mix of proper recompense and voyeurism. The show deals with guilty parties, and we as a whole will watch, hungry for the second Chris Hansen leaves no place and says, "What is it you were wanting to do here?" A fascinating part of that show is that its whole reason depends on catfishing. Show staff professed to be minors to urge potential sex wrongdoers to affront. A group of journalists devised backstories for scores of phony youngsters, at that point acted like these kids, developing an ever-increasing number of subtleties to draw hunters to their prey. Even though the term catfishing is moderately new, its utilization in the standard diversion is really old. The show has been catfishing likely baddies for a very long time at this point, after a long time after a week. Not all catfishing is terrible. Here and there, it's amusement gold. 1. A very catfish love story. This last story closes in adoration. Emma Perrier was a recently single lady searching for adoration on the web. At the point when she began informing to and fro with Ronnie Shakluna, she thought maybe she had discovered it. They continually informed, enchanted by each of